Lots of Americans thinking about gas prices. 60% of you fear gas prices will continue to rise over the next 6 months. Just today, the U.S. Energy Secretary meeting with oil executives in an effort to try and lower gas prices. And this coming as the president is calling on Congress to suspend the federal gas tax. Groups representing the oil industry say that meeting today was productive. And while gas prices skyrocket, the cost of utilities also rising. Last May, the average electric bill in the U.S. $130 last month. The average rose to $138. That's about a 4% increase. NewsNation's Marky Martin is live. And Marky, we talk all the time about oil and gas, but no one's really talking about the rising cost of utilities for so many families.
Hey, that's right, Nichole. And that meeting that you just mentioned, I think the core question there in that White House meeting today was how do we come up with ways to lower energy prices, to lower the cost of living for Americans? In that meeting, you had executives from ExxonMobil, Chevron, Phillips 66, and a lot of industry experts thinking that would be more political theater than substance or anything else. But we'll wait to see the exact details coming from that meeting. Hey, take a look at these inflation rates. Nearly everything you can imagine is costing a lot more than in years past. Food up 10%, shelter up 6%, gasoline, that's the big one, up 49%. Natural gas 30, electric up 12. Those are some alarming rate increases to spout off there during what is already the most expensive time of year. The average electric bill right now, it's up 11 or 12%. And a report from the U.S. Energy Information Administration warning this, get this, Nichole, that electric prices will go up another 3.9% over the next 2 months. Nichole, it's brutal.
It's certainly brutal, Marky. And of course, as we talk about every day, really no signs of inflation slowing down at any time soon. So talk about why this is happening.
Well, it's really the perfect storm. A lot of those refineries cut down production during the COVID-19 pandemic. Demand just wasn't there. And then you had Western nations that sanctioned Russian oil when the war in Ukraine started. So truly, all the stars aligned in a very unfortunate way to lead to these skyrocketing prices. And by the way, those big energy companies, their profits have tripled since the war in Ukraine began. So the White House sending a very clear message to those energy giants. They're saying it is your patriotic duty to up supply. So in today's meeting, White House officials were prepared to ask this: how can we help? How can we be of assistance to increase capacity? And quite frankly, we're ready. We don't know exact details yet, but for those energy CEOs to push back a little bit, say, hey, there are financial ramifications to upping capacity here, and it's likely that they probably put some short-term solutions on the table. Nichole, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll certainly wait and see. So, Marky, obviously we know that, the war in Ukraine is impacting so many parts of the world. What are other countries doing right now to try and counteract some of this domino effect?
Germany. Let's start with Germany. Just a few days ago, Germany announced that they would be cutting back on gas consumption and instead switching over to using more of their coal-powered plants. It's also something that the Netherlands, Austria also considering doing. America's reliance on coal has gone down drastically as the nation has tried to transition more towards green energy, clean energy. But Nichole, as you know, that takes time. And more pressure is being placed to ramp up production on resources like coal to just at least offset the surging costs that already seem out of control. And Nichole, lastly, the latest version of the Internal Energy Agency's World Energy Investment Report says that clean energy investments will exceed $1.4 trillion this year, and investments in coal going up 10%. The agency says it's committed to transitioning to clean energy, but acknowledges the urgent need to address.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.